What's up, guys? It's Simon, and today I'm doing a VR for which one do I want to do? I think I'll do the one for Moody Thursday. She not this past video, but she just did one about 10 ways to smudge without smoke. And oh crap, I forgot to get the things. I'm gonna have to pause this real quick. But I wanted to kind of do a VR on showing you some of the ways that I smudge without smoke too. Since my mother has health problems, I'm not going to go into what they are because it's not my business to share. But since my mom has health problems, uh-oh, hold on. If you don't know, I film on my phone, so sometimes like you might see me moving things off the screen. That's like a Facebook notification or a messenger message. But yeah, because I live with mom right now and of her health problems, I can't have strong fragrances, and and if I do, they have to be like ones that either dissipate quickly and or they definitely have to stay in the room. And smoke is non-negotiable. So if I'm doing incense, I have to do it outside. So that leaves for a lot of mist and a lot of other means of smudging. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna get those things. Okay, I'm back. So I only use well, technically I actually use four, but I only use my dog's. I don't know if you heard that, but my dog is moving around, so it distracted me real quick. So I'm gonna be looking down because I'm also gonna try and read you the recipes that I use to make these two things. Excuse me, the three things. So one of the ways that you can smudge. Hold on, let me bookmark this. I'll just sit it down. One of the ways that you can smudge without smoke is actually creating an energy ball. I'm not going to do it on here because, I want to focus on talking to you guys and not zone off into trying to make an energy ball. But Joanne, do you want to start mustering up some energy? And just doing this, actually, I can feel the energy starting to build up in the palms. You'll kind of feel it build up. Oh, hold on, the light's not working with me. There we go. You'll feel it build up like right there in the center of your hand. It should be in both of your hands. And it'll start to build up and form into a ball, and then you can expand it around like on your altar, or I don't know, maybe if you get a trunk or a table or stuff that you buy from the GW, or I don't know, whatever you feel like smudging at the moment, you can smudge it that way through white light. That's a pretty popular one. Or whatever color you associate with cleansing. Now for me, I do actually associate white with cleansing, so it would be white for me. Excuse me. Um, I'll do the smudge salt first. So one of the ways that I'll also smudge something is through smudge salt. This is something I created by myself. I didn't get inspired by anyone to do this. Um, this is something that I don't use it very often. This is something that I would use for crystals, or I don't know, but little things. Usually I've used this for if I want to like neutralize something, so that way it's okay for me to throw away in the trash. If you this would be really good if you live in apartments, excuse me, and you can't just throw something outside or bury it or whatever. What you can do is, instead of just throwing it in the trash or throwing it in the toilet, you can neutralize the energetic properties and the magic in it into a smudge salt, and then it just becomes a, I guess the best way to describe it is like a lifeless, energy-less item that would not be disrespectful to throw in the trash or to be flushed in the toilet. And this is a really simple mixture. All it is sea salt, for purification and all that. Then you have the Himalayan salt, which also adds in purification, but also brings in that loving energy. And then the rosemary, which is the all-encompassing herb, which is great for all things. It's very potent, and it also helps in the aging of purifying. I mean, not the aging, in the process of purifying stuff. So that way, it kind of like strips it out in here. Now, this doesn't turn it into a spiritualized, not spiritualized, but into, it's not like the magic stays in here. It neutralizes it. So this is the best way to think of it is to think of citrine or selenite, how they're self-cleansing. They can never be tainted. The salt is the same way. I'm going to do the oil. This was inspired by the lady grave dancer. I'm pretty sure she's the one who came up with smudge oil. She might have also been the one who came up with smudge water. I can't remember. I know she definitely did a smudge oil. So I'll link her channel below in the description box. Now, I'm pretty sure I didn't take her recipe. I did use some of the ingredients that she mentioned, but I think I did my own little thing. So I'm going to read you my smudge oil recipe, and it is tobacco, homemade sage oil, sea salt, yeah, why did I cross that one out? Sea salt, rosemary, charcoal, dragon's blood, and then I put in um, a, a white stone. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I like to use stones or crystals in my oils to kind of help, since I make them chunky by leaving the herbs in there. It kind of helps to keep it free-flowing, so to speak, so that way the oil can move all around and it doesn't worry about clumping or molding. It also kind of helps, keeps the oil charged. So this is a good thing to use. Trying to mix it up so you can see all of it. This is a good thing to use on your altar if you or better yet on like a dresser or a bookshelf, excuse me, or a table that you get to turn. Oh, did you hear that? I cracked my thumb. That you want to smudge in order to create sacred space. So I don't have an example to use right now because I don't have anything to smudge. But what would you do is you'd pour some of it on your hand, you'd spread it around, and then you would just rub it all over the item that you want to smudge. This would be really good on all wood items since it is an oil. You'd want to use this more, you wouldn't want to use the water on the wood item, you'd want to use the oil. If you just had company over or maybe like a big party or something and you have a lot of wood furniture, you could smudge all your wood furniture with the smudge oil. A stick that you get to make a besom or to make a wand, you could smudge it with the oil as well. You can also use this in candle magic if you want to smudge someone in like spell work, or even like anoint the candle with the smudge oil and burn it, and that could also smudge your altar. You know, if you have a lot of stuff on there, you don't want to take it off, or you don't have time to take it off and do a ritual of smudging it, you can do a candle spell by anointing the candle with the smudge oil and then burning that, and then the energy will disperse that way amongst your upon your altar, cleansing it that way. Or you can also do that same thing, but switch the intention for it being for yourself or another. And last but not least, we're going to talk about my smudge water. Like I said, it's possible that the lady grave dancer talked about, but I'm not positive. This I use tobacco again. I use rose petals, sea salt, charcoal, and I'm pretty sure I used rosemary again, and also sage, and I specifically use rainwater. And for me, rain is more cleansing than storm water. Now, if you run out of rainwater, correction, if I ever ran out of rainwater, I would use liquid snow, or some people call it snow water. For me, that's the winter equivalent of rainwater, so I would use that in place of rainwater. But more often than not, I usually collect more rain and storm water than I do anything else, so I usually have a lot of it on hand. And so this is my oops. This is my smudge water right now. Now, this is really good to put in spray bottles and to you can do it as like a daily spraying over yourself. You can spray rooms with it. This is kind of one of those that's very versatile. It's like probably your go-to instead of the smudge wand. You can do a lot more with this than you can with the oil because an oil can get, cause to collect dust. Um, Sorry, I'm kind of getting distracted. Uh, why is she slamming everything? Okay. Anyway, um, yeah, so this is kind of good to do last spring. What I will say is that you want to be careful. You want to strain your stuff very well. This is not something that you want to leave chunky, especially once you put it in a spray bottle because it can clog up your spray bottle. I've run into that problem a couple times. In fact, I'm probably going to re-strain this with like paper towel and or cheesecloth just to try and make sure any of the little particles are out. As of right now, it actually destroyed my spray bottle, so right now I don't have one. So if that runs in the case where you're still, manipulating the recipe so that way you can spray it, you can do it like with the oil and with the energy orb. Put it on your hand, and you can either project energy to cleanse it, or you can sprinkle it on yourself and rub the item through your hand something, or like rub it on the item. This is actually also really good to use on your statues unless they are made of wood. If they're made of wood, then you want to use a smudge oil. But if they're made of like fabric, like my deity representations are cloth dollies, so I would use the smudge water because that would absorb and it would dry up much faster than the oil, and it would prevent from collecting a lot of dust and hair particles and all that. And my Black Madonna statue, I would also use the smudge water because it's not made of wood. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think I have anything on here that is made of wood. But yeah. So that's my VR to Moody Thursdays. 10 ways of smudging without smoke. Do check it out. I'm gonna try and link the video from her channel on here. If I seem to run into a problem, I'm definitely gonna have at least her channel linked in. So check her out. She's really awesome, so sweet. One of the sweetest people that I've met on here. I hope I don't get crap for this, but I kind of think that she's even sweeter than Charming Pixie 4. Like, she's just, like, I don't know, she's like, she has the heart of an angel. Like, she's just so amazing. I love her so much. So, show her some love and subscribe to her. Alright, as always, thank you, and blessed be my dear witchlings. So, I actually, just remembered as I was editing this, that there are some other ways that you can smudge, or clear the energy. Some of them I can't show you a physical representation of them, but where I can, I will try to. So if you see here, I have crystals around this. Now, this is already smudged, but let's say it wasn't, and you bought this from the GW, or from someone else, or someone gave it to you, or what have you, and you want to clear it and make it your own. You can use crystals, especially the clear quartz points, and have the points directed towards the center where the item is, and then it will direct energy in there and dispel any of the negativity that's within the item at hand. Another way to do it is you can use your altar bell. Hold on, let me get the light. There we go. Ding! And you can also do this in conjunction to the crystals if you want. You can ring it around there, and there's a little story about this. This was actually a Christmas ornament, and it had a little plaid or red bow on there with some of those bell hollies or whatever. You know, those red bells that are supposed to look like holly. So and I just took that off and used it as my altar bell. Another way you can do it is through clapping really loudly. I can't show you this because I'm holding my phone right now, but you can do that. That's also really good for if you are trying to clear a room or something. Go to the corners and clap really loudly. That will help a lot. You can also use a singing bowl. That's probably one of the best ways of clearing the energy and smudging using sound is with a singing bowl. And oh, I don't know if you've ever heard one or something, but I have a friend and she has a smudging bowl and she let me play it once and it was so beautiful. It was funny because I was kind of struggling at first, but it was just doing this very low, quiet hum, and then I was able to really raise the vibration. It was one of the best experiences in my life. I can't wait to get one myself. And I'm trying to think. I think there was another one, but now I just forgot it. Oh, um, crystals in general. You can use if you have citrine and or selenite. Those are crystals that never need to be cleansed. So you could, if you have like a palm stone, oh, that was really close. If you have a palm stone of selenite or of citrine, you can lay, if the item is small enough, you can sit it or lay it on top of that, and that will also help cleanse it. If you have pieces of it, you can, instead of using the quartz, you can sit those around and have it cleanse it that way as well. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Gonna add this little clip to the whole video, but uh, I hope that was very beneficial. Don't forget to check out the Lady Grave Dancers channel and to check out Moody Thursday's channel. And as always, thank you and blessed be my dear witchlings.